So Brandon, what are some more advanced strategies you have when it comes to sponsored product for small businesses?
So I think that there's 2 or 3 things that most small businesses don't do that they should be doing with ads. The first is having a clear objective for different types of keywords and ads.
That's an important one.
The foundational will be the initial keyword research. So what we found is that if we pull up a matrix of the best sellers in a niche, we can look at thousands of keywords. The majority of the sellers, even in the top 10,
Yeah.
will not be ranked for or targeting most of the keywords.
That's fascinating.
So doing initial keyword research is foundational, but then knowing how to bucket those keywords into different objectives. And then the last thing would be around targeting and knowing what the right placement should be. So whether it's top of search, rest of search, what is going to perform better? And then is that performance as good or better than your competition? So pulling up the SQP report, the Search Query Performance Report, is a game changer because now you can see how you're doing versus your competition with clicks, add to carts, and conversions. Because you might think something's not performing well, but it's actually still performing better than your competition because the keyword's not as specific.
Yeah. So you're saying like when you move into the more advanced, you start looking at everything like, oh, as an account, and you almost have like very individual goals and objectives using all the capabilities.
Absolutely. Bucketing the right goals and objectives in those keywords and the right targets.
All right. So here's a hard one for you. When there's a seller and they're like, look, I feel like I'm doing everything and I just like there's a ceiling they can't seem to break past. What are your tactics for like reaching that next level?
Yeah. So the first thing to do is take a step back and look at your competition. You need to understand and realize that the market is very disruptible right now because of external competition coming in, because of AI. And so one of the tactics that I'm always thinking about is how can I disrupt myself?
Oh, I like that.
And how can I make a better product, better content? So am I stagnant because market share is shrinking because there's new competitors that are doing something better? Or am I stagnant because I'm not targeting enough keywords? I'm not indexed and ranking for enough search volume and keywords. So how is my SEO?
Yeah.
So there's a lot to evaluate when you take a step back.
I like that. Okay, so there's always 110 different things we can be doing as small business owners. But what is like, if you had to pick one, what would be the one thing you would do to really accelerate on a business?
The number one lever to pull for growth in your business is always going to be launching new products. So revenue only comes from 2 places. It comes from existing products and new products.
Yeah.
And so if you think about what your objectives are for the year for revenue and you're hitting a plateau and you're not quite hitting your goals, you need to look at how you're going to expand your offers and do a lot more keyword research. So work backwards from those goals, understand how much revenue is equal to how many products, understand your success rate, and then figure out what does that pipeline look like to boil it down to a leading activity. The leading activity is often, if you go down to the very, very bottom of it, it's product research. The more product research you're doing, the more products you're going to find to launch, the more samples you're getting, the more design you're doing.
Brandon, Prime Day is coming. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to prepare. But with everything that you should be doing up to Prime Day, can you help small business owners like really focus? What would be the one thing they absolutely cannot miss when it comes to prepping for Prime Day?
You know, there's two things. It's not just one. I mean, I think that the first thing is to evaluate, do you have enough inventory?
Oh, that's huge.
Because if you do not plan this properly and then you blow through your inventory and you run out of stock, that can be the death kiss of your listing. So as of now, you might even be too late to get inventory in the pipeline, but in placing orders now, tariffs are a concern. There's a lot of other things that factor, but especially with tariffs, do you want to blow out your inventory that's more valuable now as well because you landed it at a lower cost basis?
That's a good point.
So, you know, you need to look at your inventory. And then the second thing would be expand your ads to longer tail keywords and ads that were not good or good enough previously. And make sure that you're constantly checking the conversion rates and the performance during those days.